Hey everyone, welcome back to Real Epic Quest. Today, we're diving into two of the most mind-bending, claustrophobic survival films ever made. The Platform, 2019, and The Cube, 1997. Before we begin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss our next cinematic deep dive. Let's get into it. Imagine waking up in a mysterious prison where your life depends on the choices of strangers, or being trapped in a shifting maze full of deadly traps with no way out. Both of these films throw their characters into extreme environments, but their messages, styles, and emotional impact couldn't be more different. One is a harsh critique of class and inequality. The other, a psychological labyrinth about trust, logic, and paranoia. So buckle up, because this is The Platform versus The Cube, a cinematic showdown of survival, society, and the systems that break us. Imagine waking up in a strange prison with no idea how you got there. Food is scarce, danger lurks in every corner, and your only hope for survival depends entirely on others, people you don't even know. That's the terrifying premise behind The Platform and The Cube. Two cult films that trap their characters in deadly environments and force them to confront not just the system, but themselves. In this video, we're pitting these two survival nightmares head-to-head. We'll break down their characters, performances, direction, and the deep cultural influences behind each one. So get ready for a descent into madness, morality, and mazes. Let's dive in. Character arcs, morality versus mentality. In The Platform, Goreng begins his journey with hope. But as he's moved from level to level in a brutal vertical prison, that hope turns into desperation. His arc is external, driven by a growing need to change a system that clearly isn't working. He becomes a symbol of resistance, morality, and ultimately, sacrifice. In The Cube, we get a group of strangers trapped in a shifting maze of death traps. Characters like Worth and Levin aren't trying to fix anything. They're trying to survive. Their arcs are more internal: trust, guilt, and realization. Worth, for example, moves from apathy to redemption, but no one escapes unchanged. The Platform explores philosophical change. The Cube dives into psychological unraveling, performance power, subtle versus intense. Ivan Massaguet carries The Platform with haunting subtlety. You watch the hope drain from his face as Goreng tries, and fails, to save others. His pain is quiet, moral, and deeply human. Nicole DeBoer, Maurice Dean Wint, and David Hewlett lead The Cube with raw, frantic energy. These are characters pushed to their mental limits. Wint's Quentin shifts from leader to liability. Hewlett's Holloway is all bottled up intellect and fear. In both films, the performances reflect desperation, but The Platform equals internal decay. The Cube equals external tension, direction and visual style, methodical versus chaotic. Director Galder Gaztelu Urrutia builds The Platform like a slow-burning nightmare. The still shots, minimalist set design, and cold lighting amplify the sense of despair. The Platform's descent becomes a ritual, highlighting class division and moral failure. Meanwhile, Vincenzo Natali's The Cube is all movement. The shifting rooms, tight camera angles, and rapid cuts keep the audience disoriented, just like the characters. It's not about where you are, but how little you understand about your surroundings. The Platform, duck oppressive stillness. The Cube equals relentless motion, cultural influence, Spain versus the West. Platform is rooted in Spanish culture. It's a direct response to post-2008 economic collapse, inequality, and social stratification. The prison's vertical structure, a metaphor for the rigid social ladder. It's not just dystopian, it's a critique of modern capitalism. The Cube, on the other hand, channels late 90s Western paranoia. Surveillance, systems, and the fear of technology outpacing humanity. The Cube is faceless, cold, and without purpose, just like the institutions people felt trapped in. The Platform critiques inequality and class. The Cube critiques control and dehumanization. Commercial success, viral versus cult. The Platform exploded on Netflix in 2020. Its timing, during the COVID-19 lockdowns, made its message of survival and resource scarcity hit hard. It became a global conversation starter. The Cube, by contrast, was a slow burn. Released in 1997, it wasn't a hit at first, but home video and sci-fi forums kept it alive. Over time, it became a cult classic, influencing everything from escape room games to psychological thrillers. The platform equals viral and timely. The cube equals cult and enduring. What do they leave us with? In the platform, the final image is one of sacrifice and possibly futility. Goreng may or may not change the system, but he tries. His arc is about meaning in the face of despair. In the cube, the message is more ambiguous. Escape comes, but at what cost? It's about intellect versus chaos, and whether logic can save you from an illogical world. In both films, the systems are traps, but one asks, can we fix it? And the other asks, can we even understand it? Thanks for joining us on this trip into the platform and the cube. Two films with very different lenses on survival, society, and the systems that shape us. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more cinematic showdowns. And remember, sometimes the scariest prisons are the ones built in our minds.